Let's talk Cardinals football and an absolute brutal loss for the Cardinals. To me, there's nowhere to put it because they lose 42-14 to the Commanders yesterday, but it's also the return of Jaden Daniels, who's playing out of his mind, and his ASU journey to LSU is there's a lot of stuff there, but he comes in the state of Arizona and blows out the Cardinals out of him. And the return of Cliff Kingsbury, same thing, sour breakup there. He comes on play caller for the Commanders, and what does he do? He drops 40 plus on his former team. What happened here in this one for the Cardinals?
Well, I had a lot of catching up to do coming out of the Diamondbacks game, and of course I dove right into that. And what was disturbing to me were a lot of things: not being able to stop the run.
Yep.
Jaden Daniels is what a lot of people thought he could be. But the optics are not good. There's not a good feeling among the fans or the organization when you see Cliff Kingsbury roll in, and there's a lot of videos of him swirling, right? He's walking out with his shades on, and he's got his rolling bag, and he's like looking cool, like he stole a victory in the night. But and then they give him the game ball, and it was a raucous scene inside the Commanders locker room. And I think what's tough though is the fact that Jaden Daniels is able to come in and do something so early on
Mhm.
with the help of Cliff Kingsbury that Kyler Murray was only really able to do in brief stints. And we'll see where this all lands. We'll see where the Commanders land at the end. I'm not saying they won't be a playoff team or be good. I don't know. But Kyler Murray, I think the problem that we've seen with this team, and number one for me was they couldn't stop the run. When
Mhm.
you have 37 carries for 216 yards, the Commanders were possessing the ball. That's the stat that's going to win you the game. They were 9 for 12 on third down. But for the Cardinals, and you can't just say defense aside, but because the defense was that bad. But for Kyler, the issue that I have is the indecisiveness.
Mhm.
There were moments where he had receivers open and he just was not able to pull the trigger on the play for whatever reason, whether he's not seeing it, whether he's feeling the pressure too soon. And he wasn't running the ball effectively like we saw in that Rams game. You get wildly excited about what you see in that Rams game, and he's not able to duplicate it against a defense with Washington. That's what really got me is that I thought maybe this is going to be 42-35.
Yeah.
It's going to be 42-31. I thought they could score a lot of points against this Washington defense, and they weren't able to do it. They ran the ball okay. James Conner ran the ball pretty effectively when he was out there, but for Kyler, it all looked so disjointed. And then to come out of the half and have the drive with a holding and then the Michael Wilson and all of these things that just they looked not connected at all. It's pretty disappointing because I think a lot of fans would have been able to stomach a loss that was where the Cardinals put up even 25
Yeah.
points,
Mhm.
30 points. And a loss is a loss. I get that. But we did not see an offense that looked potent at all.
Yeah, Cardinals dropped to 1-3, and Jody, like you said, they got a lot of things to fix here, and they got to do it quickly because they're on the road and they play the San Francisco 49ers. And we've seen all the headlines of Brock Purdy, system quarterback, only good because Shanahan and Chris McCaffrey and all this starting. I mean, he's quieting everybody down. He leads the NFL in passing yards, and on a run game without Christian McCaffrey. Jordan Mason has become a juggernaut for that offense. Every single week, he is putting incredible numbers up and running the ball effectively. And so you're the Cardinals, you got to fix that. Is it time to click panic mode on Arizona Cardinal football? Is that too early to say, or what do you think?
Well, I just think 1-3 after you just had three home games
Mm-hmm.
is tough. But I am also not, as a rational journalist for many years, been doing this a long time, to panic after four games also doesn't seem like a lot of common sense. It's just, you're right. It gets very tough now. 49ers and Green Bay. Again, you had your opportunities in those home games. Now you face two teams that have shown they're very explosive.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to match that explosiveness. You can't you if you're an offensive player, you cannot be concerned about your defense and what the state of that is, right? So I'm looking for we know that the defense has troubles. They lost Justin Jones and they don't have Darius Robinson. And is he coming back this week? We don't know. If they get Darius Robinson back, it will help. It won't fix everything because they have problems up front and they have problems on the back end as well. But again, you saw some good signs, which is Buda Baker, Kaiser White, Mac Wilson Sr. Those guys have been very good so far this season. But what you don't like to see are these offenses that are coming in, and as the Cardinals go, they've got to find a way to match. Now, they were able to gash the Niners last year in the run game. So, they always want to rely on the run game. But the problem is when you get behind, it's going to be the same question. Is Kyler Murray able to make plays? Yes, he threw a touchdown to Marvin Harrison Jr. After that, he wasn't as much a factor in the game. So, more tests for Kyler Murray because as the leader of the offense, that's where it stands. But against the Niners, they found some secret sauce in running the ball against them last year. I know it is a different season, but let's hope that they can do that again because that's the way, much like going back to that Rams game, that Kyler Murray will be able to operate because you can't run play action if you're not running the ball.